Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for another edition of Digital Soul Presents. I'm very honored to have this next brother on the show here. I've known him for several years and definitely one of my favorite talented brothers to be around. He always makes me smile. Plays bass, guitar, keyboards, quite a few instruments. Musically talented and has played with some very successful groups such as Fishbone and The Time, and currently still touring with The Time. And right now, he has some nasty things coming up that we want to get into. Some very promising things that coming up in the future. So we're gonna jump right into that. My brother Andre PaDre Holmes is in the house. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, yeah, insert the applause. No, I'm good. Very good. Thank you so much, man. It's
Cool,
good to
man.
see you.
Yeah, same here. It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Yeah. So how's it feel to
it
be back?
has. It has a new year and everything. So it's been literally a year, over a year. So yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I know you've been out with Morris and the brothers, for a minute. So how's it good to be able to be home and just sit for a minute?
It's always I'm a homebody.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
Honestly, like, if traveling is great, it's beautiful, and I love to do it, but I love to be home. So it's good, but it's great to get out there and it makes it kind of extra special, these days. So yeah,
for
good
sure,
times.
man, for sure. 2024 is starting off very promising for a lot of artists and such as yourself as well. So you got some things that you've been working on. I've been talking to you off and on for the past year, and you've been kind of keeping me updated. But now things are finally coming to light. So I want to kind of shed some light on the projects, and you've opened up this space for upcoming producers and artists and young folks to come and be creators. I want to talk, if you don't mind, talking a little bit about this new space, a new project that you've actually established with a couple other people, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for mentioning it. Yes, absolutely. Yes, sir. So yeah, Peapod Studios is open now, and we are open in booking sessions and located here in Studio City, California, Los Angeles. So in the Valley, but we're centrally located in the Valley, and yeah, it's been a huge undertaking and a project that's been going on for a bit over a year now, almost a year and a half, probably. So, so yeah, just trying to create a space for, like you said, up and coming artists to be able to write, produce, and collaborate in a safe space that is uh, conducive to creation. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're currently sitting in that zone right now. If you don't mind, what kind of equipment and what kind of
Yeah, sure.
situation we
Yeah,
got going on back there?
right on. I'm in the pre-pro studio right now. So if you
Oh
would
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
right. So um there's a great vocal booth here, and this is where we do a lot of pre-production. I basically, if you were to book some time with me, this is where we would sit and come and chill and with the notebooks and whatnot, beautiful balcony here, and vocal booth. I would love to show that off. And this is kind of the collaboration, relaxation,
That's
creation
nice.
zone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Love
right.
it. Yeah.
So um and yeah, like what can I say? Everything is it's fully functional. So so all the accoutrement that one would want or desire, all the creature comforts is what we're here to really provide. And so yeah, this is a great pre-production room and do a lot of work here. It's going through a lot of development and to land to this spot where it is now. And so
I love the
very
layout,
excited
man.
about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I love it, man.
Yeah, it's very relaxing again. It's a nice it's a comfortable space. So we got a nice Telefunken microphone, but we have a mic closet. So we got tons of mics. Um what I use up here is a Neve style preamp,
Okay.
right here. And you can see I have a Logic session going, but we roll Logic, Pro Tools. Um, we can roll with Studio One and all of the others, but really we really stick to Pro Tools.
Okay.
And so any files that you send us, wave files. And so yeah, but to get a lot of things kind of up and running, I'll use Logic. I use Logic a lot now, a lot more now these days than I ever had. I was formally trained on Pro Tools. So we're talking back when Pro Tools was back in the 90s. I went to school for audio engineering in the 90s, which is my formal training.
Okay.
So yeah, as much as I've been touring as a musician, my actual education is in audio engineering. So I was trained up on uh, really 2-inch tape and 24 track
Okay.
consoles. All
Yeah.
right, and a grease pencil and a razor blade
Yeah.
and scotch tape.
Yeah.
And if you know what those things mean, then you know what that means. If you don't, then it's cut and splice. It's cut and paste what everyone else does, like
It means a
control
lot of
X,
work, ladies and gentlemen.
control X. Yeah, I
That's how
had
the
to pass that
OGs
type
did
of
it back
test. It
then.
was a yeah, yeah, baby. Yeah, I know. Gosh, is that dating me? Oh no.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, but I'm so grateful because it makes cutting and pasting mean a lot more to
Yeah,
me.
absolutely.
Even like when you cut and paste in, when you're writing and typing, like that's from the newspaper. Like they used to cut, they used to, you had a typist who would type things out and then you
Mhm.
would cut and paste over words that you wanted to change. The editor would do that. That was editing. So this is a tradition. This is a craft. This is a skill. This is something you got to know how to do. But now everyone takes it for granted. But that's okay because we're here to feed the baby birds. That's
Go.
what we do.
Good
So
stuff.
Pro Tools is kind of my home base because Pro Tools is kind of like that it's from that era. Um,
Yeah.
Logic, and GarageBand are great. And I'm an Apple guy. I mean, I'm talking to you on an iPhone with all kinds of like. I wish they would give me a shout out, but they have great products, and their user interface is intuitive and progressive, but it lacks a bit of the foundational skills. Maybe a better way to say it is you can get by without having foundational skills using these products. And Pro Tools is really not that forgiving. That's why a lot of people didn't like Pro Tools. It just opened up. It was like the original DAW,
Yeah.
like and people were like, well, I don't know what to do with this. And it's like, yeah, yeah. Well, if you knew what to do with it, you were just like, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, digital signal flow. But
Yeah.
you needed to know signal flow. So that's what school can kind of teach you. Now, you just kind of open it something up and you hit a MIDI keyboard and you just plug it in USB and if it works, great. If not, you're back at Guitar Center talking to me and I'm just going like, oh my gosh. So I don't know where that came from, but that was my tangent. So I'm just talking here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So with this new location now being open to service all young creators, are you finding yourself being at the producer's chair a lot more than expected, or is this what you expect to do?
That's what I've wanted to do.
Yeah,
That's what I've wanted to do. I think it's kind of the season. It's a
yeah.
seasonal thing. Wow, look at that. Yeah, woo woo. Yeah. Hey.
I
And
feel like
we're
I'm on a
back.
roller coaster ride.
No, I know, right? Right. We're gonna go on a trip today. We're gonna go on a trip just to let everybody know. No, but honestly, I really do believe it is part of that seasonal change. I've been blessed to be seasoned by some of some of the industries, you know, like long, we talk about, stalwart longevity pros,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and so I feel like it's kind of, my time through all those years of amassing, just watching, being able to
Yeah.
observing and soaking up
Yeah.
that, either soaking up the knowledge, soaking up that funk, soaking up that, business kind of acumen, um, where I'm at a position now in the middle of my life.
To pass it down.
Yeah, who called this the midlife? I don't like that. But anyways, yes,
Well,
thank you.
at this stage of your life, let's phrase it this way: at this stage.
I like that one better. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me out, my brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man.
To pass that on, because
Yeah.
it is it's something that is, I feel like it has value, it has worth, and I can definitely see the hunger and the value that it can add to others. And so, like, that's what we're here to do, right? It's on I only have anything that I've ever had because of others who have poured into me. So it's like, I now it's my time to pour. And not that I've never not done haven't done that, but so much of the time you're trying to fill your cup, and I want to be able to, yeah, give back a little bit.
That's one of the things that is important for us, musicians, artists, producers, because we are actually vessels. I call it even sometimes transmitters. We're transmitters because we are pulling what life gives us. We're putting it into art. We're putting it on canvas. We're laying it down in grooves. We're laying it down on vinyl. We're laying it down on compact disc. We're laying it down on the stage. Sometimes we're laying it out when we're playing. And when we do that, getting it out of ourselves, we're making other people happy and giving them joy. And I think that why we're transmitters and vessels. So yeah, you're absolutely right, because we get
It-
so much knowledge, like you said, from the OGs, the greats, the legends, and being around them, and we get so much. It's like, man, I get it now. I get it now. Somebody else needs to get this. Somebody else needs to
yeah,
get this now. So I could clear
yeah.
room in my head and my body for more knowledge,
And
from
I'm
more
gonna tell
people.
you,
Yeah,
it's vitally important now. I used to have educators and mentors who, man, we're kind of older, so it's that older school. It was really more drilled into you. And I think some of us instructors and some of us mentors today carry this spirit through. But there was a thing about respect of the art, everything you just said, the respect of the arts.
yeah,
I grew up respecting arts, and I guess that's what kind of, if you want to be an artist, you at least have to have an eye for all of those things.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but these days, I think it's so important because, brother, it's a void out there.
yeah,
It's a vacuum. Like, it's an artistic expressional vacuum.
yeah,
I appreciate a lot of expressions, but that doesn't make I can't be in the position to say every expression is good. You know, if you would, like, I mean, there were contemporaries amongst like people like great sculptors, Michelangelo. Now he could take that, or Leonardo. We could all the Ninja Turtles, any Ninja Turtle in their Renaissance form.
yeah,
There were contemporaries amongst them who were they weren't the only people chipping away on marble. And you can't now chipping on marble is a monumental task. And to even be able to get marble and to be able to study as a young apprentice and to apprentice with someone. I mean, even his apprentices, think about it. I mean, this is how they They got paid on commissions to do a job, and they got paid to teach.
That's right.
That's how you made your living.
That's right.
Mozart, Beethoven, like all in. You got commissioned, you got hired to do a job, and you did your job, and that was it. And then you were unemployed again, like actors today. And then you taught. That's what you did.
Yeah, facts.
So like, there's something missing in the educational process of some of clearly in some of the creators that are there today, where I think it's a historical there's just some lack of depth. It ain't got no roots. And if you don't have the roots, my friend, that's what make the tree grow tall, and not just grow tall, but be strong,
And also branch out.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well, now I'm geeking out now, because here's something. I live here in Southern California. Eucalyptus trees. We have eucalyptus trees. They grow very tall and they grow very wide. But see, eucalyptus trees don't have deep roots. Although they grow tall, they're not like oak trees, right? Oak tree. Plug. Okay, you're welcome. What, really? Yeah, if I made a dime, if only. But eucalyptus trees grow really tall, but they have really shallow roots, and so they're beautiful, and they branch out, and they're really like they can be appealing. So, what is Los Angeles, California? Nothing but a movie set. It's all fake, right? Palm trees aren't native here. Eucalyptus trees aren't native here, but they're here. And so what do we do when we build these great boulevards and avenues? We put these beautiful eucalyptus trees up because they look good, and they look good for a minute. And then it rains like it's doing right now. And what are the trees that fall over and smash into people's houses? What are the trees that fall over and you wake up in the morning? You ever seen those with like the cars outside on the street?
Yeah.
Now people are like, oh, a tree fell over. Oh my gosh, the wind and the rain and but what kind of tree was that? A lot of people don't go any deeper. Like it was a shallow rooted tree. It was the type of tree. Was it a eucalyptus tree? That should have been down in Australia, mate, with a koala in it. Yeah. Rooted in its native soil where it wouldn't fall over. But we do it because it looks beautiful. And so so I may have lost my analogy a little bit there, but my point is that pretty things, they can look good and they can grow big and tall, and they can even branch out. But that shit ain't got no roots. Roots, mate. So roots.
Ain't got no roots.
I was taught roots, is all I'm trying to say. I was taught roots. I was taught learn your history. You got
to dig deep in order to grow.
Yes. And that may be, this Black History Month. And sure. I was blessed to be educated on a campus of an HBCU.
Yes, sir.
In Louisiana. So, one of the hallmarks and the tenets of any HBCU is a respect for your history and a remembrance for your history and those whose shoulders you stand upon. And so, roots, baby. Don't be no eucalyptus.
Absolutely.
Oak tree. Now I do look. Okay, I do make a few dimes from doing that. Now,
shout out to MD, man.
Yes, hey, boss man. As if he would make it this far through the video.
Hilarious, man.
Yes, sir.
So you got you've been working hard on a couple of projects. You got some artists that are coming out of this new facility too, right?
I do indeed. Yeah. A few artists that I've been working with, and the major artist whose project is about to drop. Right. And I guess this is kind of really the first official kind of announcement of this. April 5th, and it's an artist named Cowboy. That I've been working with here out of LA, but he's out of Florida. I've mentioned him before a little bit. We kind of been doing some little teasers, but I'm telling you, it's pretty epic stuff. And it'll be a lot of fun. It's just like he's just a fun artist. Just a very creative guy. Got a very interesting take on music and the industry, and he's kind of a rebel, and he's kind of going about it his own way, which is kind of like, you know, hey, you piqued my interest, right there.
So
So
is it,
yeah, we've been working hard.
so the music for Cowboy, is that gonna be some edgy stuff, or some dance oriented funk, or what direction are we going with this project?
I guess, I mean, it's really, again, like I said, because he's explorative. So there's his name's Cowboy. So there's a bit of I am tripping over my ottoman. Um, he is it's kind of country with some hip hop. I'm a pacer, by the way, so I just walk. This is like my natural, like, so yeah, me tripping over furniture. It's like you should see my shins. I'll just tell you that. I'm gonna just tell they toe up, buddy. I hit so many bed toes. You should see
Oh
me in a hotel.
Lord.
You should see me in a hotel room somewhere I'm not familiar with. Oh fuck.
Oh my God. I don't know how you do
Oh, I don't either. I do it with scarred ankles.
it.
Yeah. So anyways, sorry. Cut, slice. So yeah, Cowboy. Cowboy is kind of a mix of um kind of R&B, kind of urban country. That kind of new swing on country music. Everything is going more. It has a hip hop edge to it. You know what? You're talking to me now. So listen, let's talk about it. Okay, if you're talking about any style of music, everything has a bit of like kind of 808 kind of swing to it,
Oh,
unless you're like straight up doing metal
yeah.
or rock, but no, but not even then. You know what I'm saying? Because all rules are off. So it's kind of the blurring of the lines.
All right.
Hip hop, but melody. It's melodic. It's musical. So live instruments, like actual,
Yeah.
like when you hear the banjo, it's banjo. Mandolins are mandolins. Violins are violins. Um, so yeah, yeah.
Sound like some trend setting stuff getting ready to happen here, man.
Trying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a good description, but yeah, that's what's happening there with that.
And you said we're looking at April 5th for this release, right?
April 5th for the drop there. Yep.
All
And yeah,
right.
so this is the pre-pro room. And so if you don't mind, if I could just maybe I can sneak down
Yeah,
and
let's take a peek, man. Let's do
yeah,
it.
you want to should I do this?
Yeah,
Can we
absolutely.
do this? Okay. All right. And then just to give a little sampling to
And
whomever.
what and any other artists as well that are actually coming out of there or coming through there right now?
Absolutely. Said I'm booking we're booking artists. We have a stable of some people. Uh I mean, I don't want to I don't want to drop names like too soon,
Okay. Okay.
but we have definitely we have a couple female artists
Okay.
too, and two other guys who are great. One's got a great Caribbean feel, um
Oh wow.
like, but it's still melodic. We're talking, melodies. I have a great young rapper, 18-year-old man, and I think he's 19 now, but we'll call him 17.
Okay.
LA. No, so no, he's super duper talented, writing all of his own lyrics, and but just has a great mind for, for the industry. But having said that, so here's the live room.
Nice.
The live room is in transition right now because I'm getting married, so it's a bunch of my wedding
Yes,
stuff.
congratulations. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Um, but this is where the magic happens. So full, you know,
Yeah, this is the real deal, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
This
for
is
sure.
what's up. Live
Just laid
instrumentation.
down, oh yeah, just laid down a great track here on one of the Cowboy records where we had a great bass mic setup there, and then that leads into the control room here.
Mm,
And so I recorded direct here in the control room
okay.
with the live mic out there. So just saying like different little flexibilities when we talk about live instrumentation, like you want
Yeah.
some Rhodes on it? Like we got the Rhodes, baby. We got
Yeah.
the tinklings.
The real deal.
And yeah, but we got other keyboards here. Some are being refurbished. We're pulling them out and getting things lined up. So yeah, but this is
Yeah.
this is the big boy. This is the big boy room, and we're offering lockouts, man. I got lockouts for you, baby. You can come and spend the week here, and there's a pool out back. Full facilities, private kitchen, um, two bathrooms, private entrance. You won't have to go through. You won't come through the house. You will not have to come through the house or see anyone. You
Yeah.
can be down here in your bathrobe, and like it's a fully functional. So it's been a long time in coming. So
Yeah.
building it out.
Amazing, amazing place, man. I love it. Love the way everything is set up.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Thank you, sir.
Man,
Yeah, yeah.
you guys heard it here first, man.
Yeah, you really did.
Yeah.
This is the debut. I'm gonna tell you, like it was. If you would have seen the place before, it you wouldn't. Some people wouldn't have imagined a studio being possible, but
Wow.
through a lot of effort and time and vision and belief and just a little by little building, and so yeah, so there it is.
So I gotta ask this question.
Yes, sir.
Uh, will there be a Padre album? And if so, will you do something like just feature people on an album, or will you plan to just do something on your own? Have you thought about what you're going to do next as far
Wow.
as your recording process?
Yeah, that's amazing. One of my best friends always he's been bugging me to put out a record.
Yeah, man.
Um so one of my labors of love is Multitude of Girls, my rock band. So I have in my dreams, in my mind, I would love to release a Multitude of Girls record, which is just it's so much fun. It's just kind of like rock, kind of but pop rock, kind of Green Day meets
Oh, okay.
Foo Fighters meets,
So
Nirvana.
kind of loose, free
It's very
freestyle.
it's heavy but heavy. All of
Yeah,
that but heavy.
yeah.
So like taking like it's really you got to check out some Multitude of Girls. I'll turn you on to it. There's
Okay.
a little bit of it out there trickling around. If you were to go to SoundCloud or something like that.
Okay.
Or one of those older sites. Boy, I wish you could have seen my MySpace. Ooh.
Back in the day,
I miss MySpace. What
oh
happened?
man, a lot of people do.
I'll stand up and be one of those proud few. But yeah, so Multitude of Girls would be great to do, but I'm writing, and this is the cool thing about this whole situation is being able to collaborate with artists.
Yeah,
So being able to like, you know, people getting stuck. I kind of love collaborating.
yeah,
Honestly, I'll tell you, it's like honest, because I can get stuck, and I know how it is to be stuck. But I love to see someone else stuck because it's almost like being a tow truck driver. It's like now if you can drive a tow truck and get stuck, and it doesn't matter if you have a winch and a tow on the back. If your wheels have no traction, it doesn't matter.
yeah,
But if you're the tow, so anyone can be stuck is all I'm trying to say. But when you're generally driving as a tow truck driver, you're looking at other people who are stuck and you're like, I got you. And you just cast them a line and you reel them in.
yeah.
And I love driving down the road as the truck driver. Like this is
Pulling
an announce.
people in.
I'm just coming up with this right now. This is genius. Dang
Yeah.
it! I'm a tow truck driver. I'm a mama bird. I feed the baby birds and I reel them in out of the ditches, baby. I get you. You're in the ditch. You get stuck. That's where I kind of come alive. I'm like, I got the tools for you.
Yeah.
And it's just about thinking outside of the box and just kind of hearing where you're coming from. And that's all from taking everything. I just take it all. I just take in, take in, take in so that I can give it out. And now's my time for giving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you
And,
believe that just happened? Yeah.
and with all the clouds and the lightning happening over your head, as you're saying.
Right? I know, right? And it shall happen.
It's almost cinematic here. It's like
Well, you have to get sound sound sensitive lighting.
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, that'll be. I really want to check out, more material and hear, what you guys were cooking then, and hopefully, man, you'll create some new stuff with that sound in 2024.
I
See what
mean, I
it sounds
think
like.
so. I think I think it will have no choice but to evolve
Yeah,
because all of us are older now. We're older.
yeah,
I mean, that was just such a that was one of the highlights of my life was just having that creative outlet
yeah,
of just like original, like that was great. But it was brutal. It was brutal because I was promoting at the same time. So because I wear so many hats, so I don't know where to. I never would just be the band guy. I was like, oh great, I got a band. Now I'll get other bands, and then we'll put on shows. Like it was that kind of like Prince kind of thing, but I'm not
yeah,
Prince.
yeah.
So I don't have his stamina. And so I burned
I
out.
get it.
I burned out, baby.
Yeah, but he definitely was an influence on you with carrying out those dreams of helping others and branching out and doing, like you said, wearing several hats. I think
Undeniable.
we all pull because I'm the same way, producer, artist, host of two different shows and things like that. So,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yeah. So we got many hats and something always needs to be done, basically. And it's so crazy, man, because just an hour before we connected, I just told my wife, I said, "Damn, there's just not enough time in a day." I just literally told her that an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so because we're
And then you went and spent an hour with me. I'm sorry, wifey. I'm so sorry.
no, and I only said that because I wish there was more things that I could do today before this day ends. Like there's only a few more hours before it's
Yeah.
midnight. I'm like, I don't want it to
Yeah.
be Saturday yet. I still want to
Yeah.
do some more stuff while Friday. See?
For real, for real.
Yeah.
Isn't that a funny feeling? Like that's a song, right? That's a concept right there, though. We should
Actually, it
capture. We
is.
have to capture that. We have to
Yeah.
capture what that feeling is because what you just verbalized is exactly what we all feel. That was a universal thing. You're right. You're just like, I don't want this day to be over yet. Oh, let me not say we know. Let's privately.
Yeah,
We.
we'll
I
go
think we got
offline.
to.
Yeah, well, to
Let's
be
not.
continued on that.
We're
But
not gonna give it all away.
lock it up here.
We're
Lock
not gonna give it all away. Well, we got it on tape. No, we got it right here.
yeah,
All
for
I need is
sure.
a reminder. It's like, what were we saying? Oh yeah, no, there
Yeah.
we go. Okay,
And
let's go.
that gives me an excuse to come down there to your facility, man, to come check it out and actually, see what you guys are working with and hear some of the tracks that you guys are working on directly. Yes, I would love to come down and check it out.
You'll hear those tracks before you even make it down the freeway. So I got you, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now I mean, you mentioned earlier, man, you got your start in HBCU, and that's basically all of your childhood and high school years, huh?
From blessed from
Yeah,
elementary school all the way through.
yeah, yeah. I remember you
On
telling
the
me.
campus of an HBCU, yeah, Grambling State University in Grambling, Louisiana. So yeah, that was a private magnet school. I think it's gone now. I mean, not the university, but
Yeah,
like the magnet school or portions of the magnet school
yeah,
are gone. But I was blessed, man. And again, they had not public, but they had music in the school, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Music. Music classes. Like I went to music. Like I had to take my trumpet to school, man.
I
it was
remember
it
that.
was it was brutal.
I remember them days, man. Yeah,
Now I think there has been a resurgence in some areas and in some, but it just not like it was. I guarantee you, you know, I tell you all of back at there was a once upon a time, if you lived in a middle class neighborhood, every other person had an organ in their living room, and somebody in that household could pull out the music and be like, "Oh no, I can't. Oh no, oh Lord, I can't. Oh Lord, well, let me see." And they start going, and you're like, "What the fuck?" You're like, because they learned to play music.
yeah, yeah,
That was part of education, the American educational system. You know, um, and we just, I don't know. I mean, I guess somebody could say that about home economics. Do they still have home ec? I don't know.
that's a good question. I don't know either.
Because
That's a good question. We're gonna have to look into
Is it
that.
really a good question? Was that really a good question?
Yeah, that's a good question because I never even thought about that. I haven't heard the term home economics in so long. It's like, is that even still in a school?
Is that a thing? You remember you used to learn how to cook and sew
It's
and like
so,
do
yeah,
things. You could like did if somebody took home ec and you had something that messed up, your home ec friend could fix it for you. They'd be like, I got you. Like, you're like, well, how did you learn to do that? Like, oh man, Miss Johnson's home ec
yeah,
class. You're like,
yeah. I took
you
home ec, you know.
I took home ec. You're like, damn, like, hey, it could be gangster. You can like suture up your wound, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
man.
Like
Yeah.
wrap you up like home ec, like, oh shit.
Man, yeah, that's no lie. That is the truth. Yeah. At what stage in your life did you actually become interested in music? When did it actually hit you?
I resisted it vehemently up until probably around 12 or 13. I think I was a little before that. My mom made me take trumpet, and it was just, yeah, it was around that preteen. I think puberty was kind of hidden, and I didn't want to play music, but I had to go to a music class, and I saw some other kids that were in there, and they were struggling, and I was like, man, I wish I had my trumpet today. I would then, so when he's trying to teach them this, I would just play it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that was one of those little spark moments where I felt like I saw someone trying to do something that, even though it wasn't like, oh, I love to do that. It was like, I can do that. And then I just fucking did it. And so I just kept on doing it.
So trumpet was the first.
Yeah. So trumpet was the first, but there was a piano in my house initially. So oh, hey, I got a special guest just popped in. There's the cowboy himself. How you doing, brother?
Cowboy, how you doing, man? Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise.
Dre speaks very highly of the material you guys are working on, so I'm very excited to hear what's dropping in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really one to toot my own horn, but we got it going on, man.
Toot, toot. It's about to drop kind of heavy.
We've been putting together a big team just based off the sound alone.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you and I hate to ask this because as an artist myself, man, I hate to box myself or categorize myself, but what would you say your favorite genre or your style of music, what would you classify it as?
I can honestly classify it as genreless.
Genreless. I love it.
I literally, like, that is what my manager has told me. That was what my publicist has told me. That's what my social media girls told me. You are a complete crossover. Like, you are genreless.
Yeah.
You saw I struggled. I struggled to. You said, "What is it?" And it's like,
Yeah.
Can't put in a category. Like I've had that even trouble with playlisters too. They're like, well, we can't put you like on this playlist because it's not hip hop enough, or it's not rock enough, or it's not country enough. It's like,
which is the perfect space.
or it's too country, or it's too rock.
I
or
think
it's too
that's the
this,
place
like,
to be, because that's the kind of stuff they used to say about Prince.
Well, there's so many of my favorite people, musicians that still to this day cannot be categorized. I mean, there's Steely Dan, Prince. Like you
Absolutely.
say. I mean,
What genre is Steely Dan?
I still can't figure out, but I fucking love them.
Because they're genreless.
So I know when Cowboy's saying that, I know it's already piqued my curiosity, and I know it's going to pique a lot of people's curiosity. So we ready, man.
Oh yeah, all right.
Well, we got it coming for you, baby.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to dropping this. We've been building it for a long time.
So, yeah.
I love it. I love it like this, because I love it like, because when you chop or whatever, or don't chop. Like, I just love it that Cowboy's here. I'm glad you get to meet him.
Yeah, sure.
This is great, and it's all organic, and you see what we're doing. You see what we're talking about. The kind of shit you already know. I mean, over the years, know what we do, and so I wouldn't do nothing that wasn't what we do.
Yeah. And I know you wouldn't attempt to go any further than, if it wasn't good or you didn't think it was worth your time. So
I mean, it took me a while to get him on board, and then it took us a while to get the manager on board.
To build the team building, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's what it's all about, building and making sure
and what do you
the foundation is steady.
When you get a good team like that? It's called a dynasty. That's when you get them rings. That's when you get them rings, baby. But you got to deal. You got to build it. So we're building it, and then we're doing it.
Yeah, just keep it strong once it's built. That's the key.
I haven't even dropped for like 2 years because of that reason.
Yeah, man.
Might have been a year and a half just building.
Yeah.
I put too much money into the production of the records that I'm like, I can't just release this song with no structure, no plan. I gotta have the right people around,
Yeah, absolutely. That just goes to show, you as a creator, man, you are watching over your art, and you have a concern about how you present your art to the public and to the world, so
yeah,
that's good shit, man.
Well, I've been wanting a job, don't get me wrong, but it's like,
but it's time
as an entrepreneur as well. It's like, I know you can't just throw it out there and hope for the best, it's like, if it was hip hop, it'd be a little bit different story. If I was just doing like easy beats, like stuff like that, but no, this is like live instruments, like
a little bit more complex. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, but all right, man, I'm headed back upstairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy stepped in the building. Check him out. April 5th. He's coming.
Hey, look, he said it's my first interview.
Yeah, man.
First of many more to come.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
I got you first, man.
Look, I was gonna say we'll do a great leading up to the album drop. We could do a follow-up, and we could do one, and we really feature maybe some of the music, some of the content, some of the concepts.
My door is always open, bro. Before we go, I have to ask you. I have to ask you, because you have actually toured and played with two of my favorite groups, Fishbone and The Time. Talk a little bit about your entry into Fishbone, if you don't mind.
Oh, of course, brother. My entry into Fishbone is probably one of the funniest things ever. I had just moved to LA, and at the time they were going through a bit of a transition with a couple of the members, and so Tori, who plays in The Time, was playing with Fishbone at the time, and they needed a trumpet player because Dirty Walt left the band. He kind of did a little hiatus. And so I came out to a couple shows, and I was at one show. I don't remember where we were. Oh, Lord, that would be the best thing, is to remember where this venue was. But anyways, there's a backstage, and the live venue is up on the second floor. But we're in the alleyway, so there's a long 2-story like flight of like fire stairs or something, like metal stairs that go up into the venue. And so we're kind of all down there, and I go out to the shows, and we're walking up the stairs, and Tori says, "Hey, Norwood, Andre plays is my, or maybe something like, my boy Dre here, yeah, he plays trumpet." And Norwood was like two people in between us, and he was like the third person up the stairs going up, and he looks down and he looks around and he looks down at me and he looks at me from my head to my toes, and from my toes back to my head. I'd never really, like, it was kind of awkward for a grown man to like stop walking up the stairs, turn around and not say a word to you, just look at you. He looked at me from the top to the bottom and bottom to the top. And he said, "All right." And he turned around and kept walking up the stairs. So, that didn't mean anything to me, right? I'm 22 years old. I'm in LA. I don't, know anything. I just know that, Fishbone was a band that my oldest brother turned me on to, when I was like maybe 13. So 10 years prior, 10 years prior, give a monkey a brain. I just known I was turned on to that. And then now I'm in LA and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But shortly after we were upstairs, he went away, Norwood. I never saw him again that evening. This white guy walks over with a baseball cap on, and he's just like, "Okay, hey man, yeah, I'm the manager. So I need your email address, and I need your cell phone number, and I need your address, and I'm gonna send you over the set list, and I'm gonna send you the schedule, the tour schedule."
Wowzers! Like, what just happened?
That's how I got into Fishbone. I was walking up a flight of stairs one night behind Norwood, and Tori said, "My buddy plays trumpet." And Norwood turned around and looked at me and said, "All right." And I have to give the awkward pause because the quote starts with, it's like, quote, ellipsis, ellipsis, ellipsis. "All right," end quote. That was how I got into Fishbone. And from then, the next thing I knew, I was sitting on Angelo Moore's couch in North Hollywood at his house. And he and I were going over the horn lines. I'm sitting there with Angelo, and I have my trumpet, and he has a saxophone, and "Yeah, man, come on. Yeah, let's get it. Okay, all right, Andre. All right, yeah, Dre." And then we go out on this is my first, I left high school a couple of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been on the road with so now I'm on the road with like fucking a rock band, like a legitimate rock band.
Yeah.
And so we're on the road, and everybody's out there, and they're like smoking weed and stuff. And I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't do anything. Like, I'm just very straight laced. And so then they would, in the bus, like, we would have a bowl, like the weed bowl or whatever,
like
the pipe. Well, a pipe, not a bong, a pipe. But so they'd be passing the pipe, and so then they load it and they pass it around. Everybody take a hit, and then it'd come to me, and I'd go doop, doop, to the next person, right? And it would always go past the Dre. And so the keyboard player was like, "Oh yeah, man, it always goes past the Dre. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna go past Dre." And Angelo, of course, he's stoned. He knows I'm religious. He knows that I don't smoke. So he heard Pastor Dre. And so he turns around and he's like, "You a real pastor? You a pastor?" And I said, "That's not," and I'm like, "That's not what he said. He said it goes past the Dre." He goes, "It's past the," he's like, and so that night on stage, when he's introducing the band, he introduces me. He's like, "And on trumpet, Pastor Dre." And I was like, "I'm not a pastor." And every night from that on the tour, the rest of that tour, he called me Pastor Dre. And so then I just became Pastor Dre. So Pastor Dre, I lived as Pastor Dre for a couple of years.
That's funny.
We're on a plane one evening or morning, I don't remember. Norwood had lost his phone. Norwood, who hired me, he lost his phone, so he had to get a new phone. Like, this was when you had to go to a Nokia store or whatever, when that was a thing, and they gave you a new phone and the SIM card. So he had nobody's contacts, and it wasn't a smartphone. There was no cloud back then. And so we were on the plane, and he's pretty. We had a long night before. Okay, let's just say that.
Mhm.
So he had struggled through, and he's got this new phone, and he's trying to put my number in it. So he gets the number in it, and he starts to type my name. He's like, and he says this, he's verbalizing this. He says, Pastor Dre. He's verbalizing all of this. I swear to God. He says, P A. And he looks at his phone and he holds it at a distance. He said, I'm going to call you Padre. And he does DRE. So Pastor Dre got shortened to Padre in a drunken airplane. And honestly, it was this thing. It was like one of those moments when he said it, because it was kind of pathetic. It was like, this is the most pathetic thing. It's like, give me your phone, I'll put it in. Pastor Dre got the P and the A. And then he said, I'm going to call you Padre. And when he said, I'm going to call you Padre, or he said, I'm going to call you Padre, I said, okay, you hired me. I was like, you put me on. And then Angelo named me Pastor Dre. And I was like, Norwood, if you name me Padre, if you call me, I'm going to roll with it. I was like, that shit is given to me. And I was like, it kind of sounds cool. I was like, I'm going to call you Padre. I was like, shit, nigga, I'll go with that. Okay, I'll be Padre. So that's where Padre comes from. So it's Andre became Pastor Dre from a mistake of passing weed past me. And it was like, you a real pastor? Ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Dre, I'm not a pastor. And then I'm going to call you Padre. And so I'm Padre Holmes as a result. And, hey, why not?
Oh man, that's hilarious. A day in the life of Fishbone and the birth of Padre.
Oh brother, you would love being with those guys. They're so musical, they're so great, and yet they're so funny. Like, being on a bus, it's surreal. I would have the most surreal moments, like because they grew up together, and so they have these fights that go back to junior high.
Yeah.
Legitimately, like legitimate fights in the middle of the night in Norway. Like, I mean, in Switzerland on a tour bus. And it's just like, he was in the 8th grade, man, and you didn't let me, you closed my locker, and then you took that girl to the dance, and it'll be like something ridiculous, and you're like, are y'all talking about an 8th grade dance?
Grown ass men.
Beef all the way. Like, when a man is hurt, a man is hurt. I learned that. I was like, ooh, hurt is real. We gotta heal. We need it. That Metallica, when they had the band, the therapist, bro, we needed a therapist at times. I think all bands could benefit from a therapist, even when you don't think you need one. Even if they just come in and say, how's everybody, just check in. Hey, how's everybody going? I guarantee you wouldn't get past 2 check-ins before everybody's like, no, we don't need a therapist. Everything's fine. Yeah, let them come in that second time and be like, well, everything's fine, But he does turn his face up. But yeah, and I tell you what, man, every band, because it's just a group of people. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, all those different personalities, backgrounds.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Next question. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Moving on.
It's all good, man. Just gave us a little bit of history. That's all good.
Yeah. I mean, I got tons of Fishbone stories. I wish I could give you a really good one. I mean, I got so many, but yeah.
I know it's hard to keep track of them, man.
No, I got track of them. It's just hard to like what do you want to hear? Like it would be hard to even try to appropriate one. Like
Right.
it's just so much. It just rock and roll, true rock and roll. I lived some rock and roll moments with those guys. I learned how to be free.
Yeah.
I learned how to really be free
Yeah.
from and like talk about punk rock, and it could be like it is a real thing. It is a movement, and like that whole ska kind of rude boy. It's there's a through line to that. There's a truth
Yeah.
and a lifestyle to that. And
Right.
I loved, now I may not embrace all the tenets of everything, but
Okay.
to be able to gain some of that, I saw some of the most freedom that when I move around in other sects of the world, I can see people who are not as free and who wish they could be free, and they don't even know what freedom is. And that was a deep statement that I just made there.
Yeah. And you got that at an early age too, which was really good.
Indeed. I
Yeah.
think that helped me appreciate it.
Yeah.
And at an early sober age. See, I didn't do drugs or I drink in high school or anything. I was just a nerd, man. I played music. I didn't get into sports. I mean, I had a couple crushes. They didn't really like me that much. You know what I'm saying? So I had a lot of time. And
Yeah.
I got a good job. So I focused on like a job and like music. And I was just about it. And then I started my family. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really fuck around a lot. So I think, but you know what? Even with all of that, because I was dropped into the deep end of the pool. JC, I didn't come from LA. I'm not from like the big city. I'm a
Yeah.
country boy. So then being like on the road in Europe, I had like my first one of my first tours, maybe my second tour ever was a European tour with Fishbone. Second time ever being on the road ever. Like, can you imagine that? I'd never done like a van tour or anything, paying dues tour. No, I was out in Europe with Fishbone, like
Had
passport.
had you ever seen their live show before you got with the band? Did you ever see the energy that you never saw it? So you had no idea about Angelo jumping into the audience and like
I had
stage
seen
diving and all that stuff, huh?
I'd seen the video. There's a video of them at Lollapalooza that was in rotation, like in the
Okay.
early '90s,
Yeah.
like Swim. I think it was like again, Give a
Yeah.
Monkey a Brain. I think it
Yeah.
was one of the videos off of Give. So I saw Swim and saw that with the massive crowd and saw, but no frame of reference.
Yeah.
I'm a kid in Monroe, Louisiana, looking at a screen on my grandma's, on a big TV on the
Right.
living room floor. I don't know, watching no MTV on a cable box.
Right.
What the fuck is that? What does that mean? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what rock stars do. No. Did I have? No, I had never seen someone. I'd never been to a show where someone stage dive. And then I'm on stage one night and he's standing next to me, and the next thing he's not there. And he was out there. But he was singing, and he was still singing. Like he had the microphone and it had a cable. It wasn't a wireless microphone, but he wasn't here anymore. He was there and he was rolling around, and he got back on stage and he was wrapped up in the cable. And he never missed a lyric. He kept singing everything. And nobody, and Norwood was over there with the antenna going, and John Stewart's back there playing, and Rocky George with the huge fro. And I was like, what the fuck universe is this?
Yeah.
Like, where did he go? I came from band, man, marching band. And these motherfuckers are flipping off of the stage. Well, give me a couple tours, and guess what? Stand back, baby, because I got a roll in a barrel tumble for you.
Hey, man, hey, what they say, if you can't beat them, join them.
I mean, I did realize early on, absolutely, that, there were some nights I would look over at Angelo. Maybe we were playing horn parts, and, from sitting on his couch to being on stage with him and just watching, you learn a lot about people when you see the world react to people. so traveling the world with them and seeing the respect and just the accolades that people gave them, musicians, fans, just promoters, just people, like, I gained a deep respect for the history. And then it humbled me. And I was like, oh, I'm part of a legacy. I'm carrying something. So I had to learn really quickly, like, the shoes that I was wearing and what it meant to so many people globally. When people are bringing their kids and they have what touched me was when the Fishbone tattoos, because Fishbone has that iconic emblem.
That
And
logo,
man, I've seen so many tattoos on so many people all over the planet.
yeah,
It will make you fucking shut the fuck up about anything you want to say negative about somebody. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You're like, wow, if this has touched people on that, they're getting something that maybe I don't. So I had to really
yeah.
step back and appreciate what it was that I was a part of. And I'm so grateful. And that helped me, of course, obviously, with Morris and the whole Prince kind of thing, and like just the camps and yeah, very humbling.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing, man. And I know you're touching on playing with Morris and the crew. How many years has it been now since you've been playing with the brothers now?
About 21 off and on.
21.
Not
Yeah.
not full time, but full through. But let's see if I think, can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Loud and clear.
Okay, great. Okay, great. I think these are a little better. Yeah, no, man. Uh-oh. Let's see. Okay, are we good?
Yep, still good.
Oh, okay, great. Um, with those guys, I used to sneak into their shows when I was a teenager. I used to sneak into their shows. And so I got the first I started teching for the band when I was probably, it's funny, I was touring with Fishbone, and then I got the tech job with The Time. So I was working for Fishbone and Morrissey and The Time at the same time for a period there, which is bizarre. Um
A man of many hats.
right. Oh yeah, and I ain't ashamed. I'll still put on. I still got a bunch of hats, baby. I got hats stacked up. Look, I got a top hat right there. That's my top.
Yeah.
That's my top hat right here. Macy Gray stole this shit from me on stage on
Wow.
our Christmas tour. Yeah,
Wow.
baby. Come on, look, we real, baby. We real with it. But yeah. Uh, in between that time, I started teching with them. Then I started playing keyboards. I did the, like, Mariah and a bunch of kind of like off things, um, kind of independent things or whatever. Did Fishbone for a while till Dirty Walk came back, and then I would just do pretty much the overseas dates with The Time for a span of time. So
Yeah.
I've always been there. I've always been working with them. Anytime they went overseas, anytime out of the country, I did all of that until eventually there just came a time where it was just like it all lined back up and they would just like come back on full time. So
I heard that, man. They've been rocking and rolling ever since.
well, we ain't getting no younger, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
ride this. We're gonna ride this pony on out.
Okay. And you guys just are fresh off of being in Ontario with Uncle
Yeah.
Wilson, and there was a bunch of
Yes.
groups on that bill. Charlie Wilson, Midnight Star, who else?
Daz Band, SOS, I
That
think.
band, SOS band,
Yeah.
so, and
Yeah.
that ended up being sold out.
It
Uh,
was a sold out show. That was
yeah,
great.
tell me how that felt to be on a bill with all those legends and sold out and getting that concert all done.
Always fun. That's
Yeah,
always a blast. I love those types of shows.
yeah,
Some of the great promoters that put those on. Um, especially in the IE, they really put it down, Bobby and those guys. And yeah, to play with, I mean, it was great. It was Charlie Wilson's. It was like his birthday kind of bash, you know what I'm saying? So Uncle Charlie, and then the next day he was getting his his star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah,
And and
congratulations,
just
Uncle Charlie.
yeah, man, yes. And he's just doing such great things. And I love that also because it gives me a little sense of job security because he's older than Morris. And I'm like, if Charlie's still going, then Morris still going.
Yes,
I
that's
just
a good way to look at it.
I just make sure my boss is okay, man. I just want to every time I see him, I just making sure everything is all right with him. Okay,
Yeah.
how you feeling, boss? You want a pineapple juice? You want?
You need your slippers. Can I
You
do
need your slippers in today,
anything?
boss. I just want you to be good, baby.
Need a
Just
blanket?
look,
Need a cover?
anything you call your boy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, man. So no, that was really incredible, and it was cool to see Charlie and Morris together. They
Yeah.
had like little things, and yeah, man, it's been great. And we had a couple other great shows, like a show just recently with I think it was New Year's where we did with Sheila,
Yes.
and that was incredible. And you know, it's funny. It's funny. I've been around these cats for years now. We're talking a long time, what I'm saying? Um, and as the time goes by, and we lose some brothers and we lose some sisters, and
Yeah.
the ties kind of become a little closer, and
Yeah.
when Jam and Lewis and those guys come and hang around, I don't know, it just feels a little. Now nobody's gonna say it, what I'm saying? Nobody really says it, but they kind of show it in this very subtle way of like, we all kind of start to taste the mortality that we all possess, and you feel the finality of time. It's like, wow. It's
Yeah.
when and so it becomes more special when you see each other, and
Yeah.
that was a cool thing. So like the thing we did with Billy Gibbons, I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you, man, these are three things that I think will. I'm hoping this is just me talking. I don't know nothing. Um, I think that there would be a great opportunity for us to do something with Billy Gibbons. I think that may be
Yeah.
kind of simmering, because we had such a wonderful time with our Vegas residency. It would be great for us to do a Vegas residency, but also with the Charlie Wilson, that lineup, there's a little simmering about maybe taking that and like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't you
We
take that
we
and
did
move it around?
it was successful. Let's put that, which means it could be an ongoing thing.
I just say take it to the chocolate cities. My thing is like, take that
Right.
to the chocolate city. If you did that in Washington, D.C.,
Oh yeah.
there's no way you're not going to sell the arena out. And
Oh
then
yeah.
you take it down to the ATL. There is no way you're not going to sell that arena out. And
Oh,
then you take it down to the Houston Tex. Like, I'm just saying, if you take it to and because like in Ontario is really more that IE has it's a lot of black, but it's not really a chocolate city. It's more of the Latinos. But
yep.
see, the Latino like they love that old school. Think about the old school cholo
Absolutely.
hip hop,
Absolutely.
the low rider, like
Yep.
that's the whole thing, right? Gap band,
Yeah.
time, like that's what they pump. So
Yeah.
take us to Houston. I think you can get a little San Antonio out of there. Come on,
Yeah.
you feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
If this was strategically placed out, just get some extra security. We can do St. Louis, extra security.
Detroit.
Extra security. No, but honestly,
but it can be
I left
done.
Detroit. No, I left Detroit. No, Detroit should be one of that should be one at the top. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
because they had mad love for the time in Prince.
Oh no, like that's
Mojo
one
and
of
all
our.
those legends. Yeah.
Well, that with the time, like we have a couple of home bases, obviously
Yeah.
Minneapolis, Minnesota,
Right.
but then Detroit, Michigan.
Right.
Because I want all of Detroit City stand up and clap
clap
your hands.
hands.
So that right there puts you in. So we have so much love in the town.
Yeah.
It is it's sick. It's still like the 80s there. We go to Detroit there, you be like, we haven't put anything out in a minute. They are fire. So yeah.
Absolutely,
So,
man.
so those shows were great, and hopefully, and the thing with Sheila, hopefully those can turn into maybe some tours just to give the fans something that I think they would appreciate.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. And you guys, I know
Hmm.
you guys have are on a bit of a break. What's coming up new on the menu for the brothers? Any upcoming stops or anywhere?
Oh, we're doing Kansas City, Missouri,
Okay.
and then I'm taking a little break because I'm getting married.
Yes, sir.
So I'll be doing that. But then, oh yeah, that's the ball and chain theme
Yeah.
song. Ba 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 ba. No, no, no. Um, yeah, yeah, and then I think we got like a couple of cruises, and then the summer kind of picks back up, and the throughout the spring, I think things get rolling. But April 5th is kind of what I'm focused on right now. So
Sure.
it's the universe works it out. You know what I'm saying? The universe gives me a little space to really give this launch with Cowboy and these other artists that I have in the stable that we're just gonna try to be pushing um you know, and just building some momentum and hell, I'm gonna have Morris in here. You know that, right? Like that's like, I want Morris, Macy. Those are my like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get all my babies in here.
I was just
So
going to ask, I was just, it's funny you said that because I was just going to ask you, was there anybody that you have not recorded with or done anything with that you would like to going forward? So
yeah,
mention that.
I honestly I think I don't want to really say there's a couple of names. I don't want to say their names. I said those two because hey, I'm gonna fucking say their names.
Yeah.
Um but there now, but real talk. Yeah, there are real talk. I can't say. Um, there are a couple of artists that I definitely, who I really want to have in here, and I'm gonna say this. I will say, Cree Summer. I want Cree to come. Cree
Oh,
knows, and I need Cree to come on through. Mama, come on, baby,
super
come
talented.
on. She named me. This is Peapod Studios. So I was Pastor Dre, and she called me her little Peapod.
Yeah.
Cree, she said, "You're my little Peapod," and I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that fucking means, but whatever." And so when I needed to come up with a studio name, I was like, "Well, Cree Summer called me
Yeah.
Peapods." I was like, "Peapod," so this is Peapod Studios,
Very
and
cool.
so that's my Cree stuff. So I need Cree to come to Peapod Studios so it can be full circle christened. I need her to christen my
Yeah,
room.
she's super dope. We would love to hear some more material from her. It's been too long.
Well, she's I think she's in that space. She's in that creative space,
Yeah.
and we're just 1 degree of separation. We just got to pull that trigger.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to actually hang out with her in Van Hunt about 4 years ago.
Nice,
Uh,
nice.
Complete angel, man. Just a beautiful soul. She's a
She really
good
is.
person all around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Love me some Cree.
yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, so hopefully that we can speak that into existence soon.
That's all I'm trying to do. I'm manifesting right now. I'm
Yeah,
using
for
this
sure.
opportunity for a little manifestation.
Absolutely, man. Let's make that happen. Creed, we looking for you, Creed. We looking for you.
Come on, baby. Let's go. I got you ready.
Yeah, no doubt. My brother, man, it's always a pleasure catching up with you, and I'm so proud of what you're doing and much success and also much success to Cowboy
Thank
with
you,
this new
sir.
project coming out. And
Thank you, sir.
definitely will be in the loop and looking out for the project when it drops so we can check it out. So we're excited. We waiting.
Well, it's cooking, baby. I'm telling you, it's like a gumbo. You gotta wait for it. They had to get that roux just right. Gotta stand there and stir it. But trust me, y'all sit there, salivate for a minute because it's coming, and it's really just to make everybody smile, make everybody dance, and I can't wait to get you in here and like just like collaborate and just continue the whole vibe. That's what the whole thing is. Again, like I said, I want to be able to give back a little bit of any knowledge that I've amassed, anything that I've learned to just like sometimes it's just a word, sometimes it's a technique, whatever I can I want to give it back because I can't take it with me. And like, let's just go together, everybody.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And you'll be blessed in the long run for sharing your knowledge and helping, others as well at the end of the day, which is what we were put here on this earth to do.
Right on. Well, I want to do it not to be blessed, but because I am blessed. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's because we are blessed. That's why I feel the obligation to do it.
There it is.
And 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 really, it kind of starts and ends there. I feel like I have to. People gave to me, man. People gave
Yeah,
people gave to me. I gotta give.
that's it. That's it. And that's why you're a solid brother, man. That's why I appreciate our friendship. Me and you've been knowing each other for a few years now, and we talk
Yes, sir.
occasionally. Come to the shows, hang out with you, and just your spirit. Just being around you, you always make me smile, feel good around you. So the vibe always is positive, and I just know that you're a giving brother. So I appreciate that in my life as well. So I thank you as well, man, just for being a solid brother for that.
I thank you. That means a lot, Jay.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let turn the comments off in the video.
No
Oh,
doubt.
we're gonna have a naysayer out there.
Yeah, man.
I can't
No.
stand that mother.
but truthfully, I just wanted to let you know that, man.
No, thank you.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. So yeah, appreciate what you're doing, and just keep grinding and keep doing it, man. And
That means a lot.
this is what
Thank
you're
you for
here
this
for.
opportunity. Thank
Yeah,
you. I love you, brother. Thank you so much
much love back. No problem, man.
man. Thank you so much. It's such a joy. And yeah, gosh, Lawash. Anything you ever need from me, you got it.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Now, before we depart, man, if you don't
Yes,
mind
sir.
sharing your
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook, and then also if you any information you want to share to anyone about where to get you for bookings and things like that for the location.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's gonna be Padre Home at Padre Homes 81. That's gonna be the Instagram. I think that's the best place. Um, if you go to Facebook, facebook.com/Padre Homes, should take you to Andre Homes, which is me. And but I would say shooting me a message through Instagram would probably be the best thing. Um, yeah, yeah, direct message. Does that sound? Yeah, I think that's
For sure.
yeah, yeah,
You heard it here
yeah.
first from Pastor Dre.
I'm not a pastor. No, no. I'm gonna call you Padre.
Your impression of it was priceless, man.
I do a good Norwood, don't I? All right.
Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed that impression, man. That is so on point.
Hey, listen, man. I would sit and listen to that dude. I would just let him just spit knowledge to me. Like we would just sit up in the upper lounge on the back of the bus, like after a concert, everyone's asleep, and it's just me and Norwin. I just listen to him. I would pick his brain. I love to pick, I pick Morris's brain. I like to pick people's brain,
Yeah,
especially when everybody's going around.
yeah,
I can ask him those
yeah.
geeky questions that nobody is like, "Oh, how did you come up with that?"
Yeah.
And like to hear so yeah, man. So that was so many nights. Um, Me and Norwood. Oh man. Yeah, I learned a lot from that brother.
Yeah, I can imagine the stories and knowledge, man, are endless. Ladies and gentlemen, so happy and honored to have this brother on, Andre, Pastor Dre.
That's me. That's me
Oh,
right here.
man. You heard it here. Digital Soul presents Andre Holmes. Man, we thank you very much for coming through and spitting your knowledge and sharing the new studio facility with everyone. Thank you from the bottom of
Yes.
my heart, my brother.
God bless you. Thank you so much for you and thank you for your time. And yeah, man, I look forward to the next one.
Absolutely. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Love you, baby birds.
All right.